way to pay. All right, so here we are. I just rode my scooter. We're at Tucker Hill. Gonna do just an overnight because I got a new hammock and I wasn't gonna go camping and I couldn't rent any cars. And then I saw Joe's little 15-second clip. He's out camping. Made me kind of want to go, and then I got my new hammock delivered. Then I really wanted to go, so I set it up in the living room and it wasn't looking right. So I was like, I'm gonna take this up to North Shore Park, set it up, hang out in a little bit, see what it's about. And then I really wanted to go camping. So it was like an hour, almost 2 hours, because I went by Joe's house to have a beer first. And now we're out here at Tucker Hill, and they got some new kind of sign-in thing. There's no drop box anymore, so let's check that out. Okay, this is where the drop box used to be. It's the Tucker Hill day area. Used to get a parking pass here. New way to pay fees. Okay, so we scan the QR code or go to the thing, or if you have cell service, then pay on service on the internet. All right, so I'm gonna scan this little dude and get paid up, and then I'm gonna hike out to the side. Look at this. I was walking through, saw a tree fell down. It's been dry out here, so I don't think I'll have any problems for a fire, but if you do and you see something like this, you either grab some stuff or remember where it is. Those crispy brown leaves you can put in your pack or in your pocket or something, start a fire with. But this is prime firewood. It's not laying on the ground either, so a lot of it would be dry even if it had been raining. So try to notice stuff like that when you're out hiking, even if it's a short trip. But like I said, it's dry today. I know there's a lot of palm out here, and there's a lot of pine needles, so I'm not gonna have any issues getting a fire started, so I don't need to worry about it. It's more, take note of stuff like this. See how it's climbing up that vine? That means when it gets rained on, it won't be wet inside. So that's some good stuff to look for normally on your trips. And you always got a strap on your backpack or something that can hold some more. If you watch Corporal's Corner's recent videos with his son, they do that. They put tin kindling and stuff in their bags. Anyway, this is a short hike, so let's just finish up this hike and then get to it. Coming up to the site now. I'm hoping the one that I like with the benches doesn't have people at it, but there were a couple of cars. So probably does, because that's the best site. Yeah. There's a person out there. Not sure if you can see it on camera, but looks like they're setting up or gathering wood, or maybe both. That's unfortunate. Oh well. There's still some more sites there. There's plenty of space here. There was one over here somewhere with a fire pit. I'm gonna look for, see if I can't find it. Joe had said there was some pre-prepped firewood out here, so I might go out there and check. But if they're using it, they're not gonna want me to take it. I thought there was a fire pit at one of these that I stayed at. It's hard to tell. It's been a while since I've been out here. Looks like that might used to have been the fire spot. It can be a fire spot now. And I just need to find trees to set the hammock up in. I don't know. I'll keep looking around, see what I can find. Okay, we're up in Florida. This is an Etrol. It's a hammock. You may have noticed that I set it up very, very high. Also, if you don't stake it down, it's not really stable. But they do have shot cord and a couple stakes with it, so you can stake it down so it doesn't tip. What I noticed, I set this up at the park earlier because I don't like test something the first time in the field, because if it goes wrong, you're stuck in the field. One thing I noticed is it stretches a lot. I set it up where a normal hammock was. It was very comfortable, but it was just starting to stretch the ground. So I set it up higher this time. Yeah, hopefully that'll work. I'm not worried about falling. The thing's strong enough, so I don't have to worry about the height. I don't want it obviously touching my tarp, even though I don't think it's going to rain tonight, but that's why I set it up so high. I tried to set my tarp higher too. I know it's going to fall. There's just enough room in between these two trees for my tarp too. I couldn't use the percent knots. I had to tie them off, but it's going to work. I'm all the way under the tarp. New hammock to try out, and then yeah, that's what the trip's mainly for, to get me an overnight out on the scooter. I tell you what, it was just something cool. I know it's not a motorcycle. I used to have a motorcycle, but I don't have one of those right now. And during the COVID lockdown, my van broke down, so it's been a lot harder to get out camping. But I do like riding a motorcycle. And my scooter is 150 cc's, so it'll go 60 miles an hour. So what I got is I got the music going. Got Google set to avoid the toll roads and highways. I'm cruising out in the middle of nowhere. Open road, good music. Got my 30-liter pack on me. Everything fits in my 30-liter pack. Piece of cake. So it was just a great ride. The pack even sat on the back seat. So like, it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And a small bike is usually better anyway, but like I said, I had to take the scenic route because I can't go fast enough to go on the big roads, and but it was really cool. I had everything contained. It was just a fun ride. So if you haven't done it before, I would say try it. Ride yourself out on a little solo. If you're in a place fortunate enough to where you can ride the motorcycle out on the trails and you got a motorcycle, do that. I wouldn't take the scooter off-road. But yeah, it's pretty fun. So give it a shot. Have some fun. Get outside, man. All right, I got to finish setting this up. And I left my sniper pack at the scooter. It's got my water in it. So I got to hoof it back. Let's see what I brought in my pack. But first, let's talk about this. This is what I call my sniper pack. This is a 30-liter pack. And I like it because it's got the molly on there. And usually, I just have this molly to the back of that. The reason I like that setup is because then this comes off. Why that's important is in here I have my entire water filtration in my CNOC bag. I also have my water, my spork, and my Neskin cup. That's all inside of there. So I have my knife on me, and usually I have some kind of fire device on me too. So what that means is this is great for a day pack. I just unsnap it. It can either hook on your belt, or like I usually do, just toss it over your shoulder, and you're good to go. If you get lost or fucked around somehow, it's got everything you need in it, given the area. I'm in Florida, so I know this time of year I don't have anything to worry about. If worst comes to worst, even in the cold weather here in Florida, I've done it before. You could sit up next to a fire. It'll be a long night, but this is all we need. But so this is part of it. I didn't know if I'd do any projects or not. Mostly I just came to get on the hammock and get on the scooter, but I brought my roll of tarred bank line. Of course, sunglasses. Now you saw the tarp and the hammock, and I keep the ridge lines with toggles in my camping pants. Let's put this up here. That way the first thing when I get to camp, I can just hang stuff up and I don't have to worry about it. In this side, I had the tripod that the camera's sitting on, and it just, I've got a picture of me getting on the scooter I might put in. The other side, I have my headlamp and then bug spray, which I didn't get on camera, but I sprayed around my shoes, the cuffs in my legs, and my socks. around my waistband. That's mostly where I get for ticks, because I don't have mosquitoes out too bad. Alright, so the very front of this is my medical pack. It's the same one I always carry. Inside of it, mostly because it's got the tick tweezers, and I've got my lighter, some spare contacts, stuff like that. And it's got spare fire in it, so that's definitely important. But I've also been whittling, and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and I cut my fingers, and we got sick too, and took some of the medicine out. It's just a good thing to have in general. All right. Oh, the bigger pack in here. These are just, this is medicine that I take. Hairbrush, of course. Yeah, you know it. This is my flat pack battery I got from BattleBox. It's got about 3 charges left in it, so I brought it. I have another battery pack because I like to keep stuff charged up. Emergency wipes, because you know, Mother Nature comes calling. What are you gonna do? It's just an overnight, so it shouldn't be no big deal, but just in case. And here I have Gator Lights. These things are pretty cool. I've used them when the power went out in the hurricane. My intention is to put them inside of the hammock. But they clip on. They've got magnets as well. And they're just little LED lights. So this should give me enough visibility inside the hammock. And it's relatively light as far as how much light it gives off. So I'll be able to see without much disruption. Granola. This is like my favorite thing. It doesn't matter if it's the Mountain House or the Backpacker's Pantry on hot days and it's hot. You can see I'm sweating. It's hot for me. This is great for breakfast. Something to get up, it's cold. Some milk and granola tastes good. And then for supper tonight, I've been bringing this chili mac with me everywhere, just waiting to eat it. So this time, probably gonna eat it. Got another bag full of allergy medicine, different stuff. These are my empties. And I put all my empty sacks in. I keep them together very much because I lose them. You'll see I didn't bring my quilt in a stuff sack. I almost didn't bring the hammock in a stuff sack. And I'll tell you why. When you have a sack that's like this and you lay it down and you're looking at volume area, this is what it looks like. And you can squish it a little, but you can't make it take the volume. Whereas if it's not in a stuff sack, it can smooth out to where it needs. So sometimes the stuff sacks are good because they're convenient. Sometimes they're not good. To finish up cooking, I've got my burner and my butanes. I didn't know if I'd start a fire or not, so I came with stuff to not have a fire. Poncho, because it always friggin' rains. Also, if there's some blowing or something, I can put this up. It's a nice windscreen. This is my Climate Static V insulated pad. I'm going to put this in the hammock tonight to sleep on it. Not because it's going to be cold, but because I want to know how it sleeps, because I plan to use this sometimes. And also, my wife's thinking about doing that because the underquilt just doesn't keep her warm. But also, that bottom of the hammock's kind of thin, and I don't know if bugs can bite through it. So this is going in the hammock. Then, like I said, this, I did not put it in a stuff sack. I just stuffed through into the bottom. It's my quilt, Wild Venture quilt. This is good for me down to 40 degrees. This is just a great piece of kit for what's like $40 it costs. Synthetic, it still works when it's wet, very small and warm. It's pretty good. So inside the back of here where you're supposed to put the camel pack, I always put this doodad. It's a flat guy. If I need a knee pad, or if I want to unfold it and set it up, have my backpack on, lean up against a tree, whatever you might want to do on the ground. It's handy in the snow and wet too, so you don't get wet. Then backup cooking stuff. I have my small foldable stove and my grill top. And then I bought this. This is the Banco Laplander. And I'll tell you, the reason I got this is because I was watching Will in the Wilderness do a saw review, and he said every bushcrafter has this. So I want to be a bushcrafter, so of course I had to buy the dang thing. So here you go, Will. I got that saw. This I got from Battle Box. It's very small. It's nice. I won't need a hatchet out here, but if I need some small stuff, I got one. All that goes into the back where, you know, you're supposed to put the camel pack. Keeps it flat up against me, but this is all flat stuff when I put it in there. Very organized. Yeah, I think that's it. The rest of the stuff I have on me in one pocket that I haven't taken out yet. I have a fire steel with a striker attached to it. Of course, my wallet, keys, knife, belt. This side I've got some more paracord, the extra long charging cable, headphones, which are very nice, especially if you're pinned down in the rain. Boy, I keep Pandora paid, so it's offline. Whatever subscription you use, it's offline. I also have Audible books I downloaded, so anytime where I get pinned into my tarp, like a hard rain or something, or if I'm up and other people aren't, boom, headphones, check it out, have a good time, not being bored. Got my pen light. Yeah, people seen me use that before. I had to change the batteries, but it's a good ass light. And then toothbrush, but forgot the toothpaste, so we're just gonna rub them down this time. There is one more thing. I'll take just a brief moment, I'll grab it and show you. Yeah, you know, it's only a 10-minute hike. I got a 12-pack of Mick Ultra in here. So that's everything I have for the trip. Camp's already set up. I'm gonna throw the pad and the blanket inside the hammock, and then if I'm gonna get firewood, I need to start grabbing it now. It's starting to get a little darker. It's still bright outside, but in the woods it's starting to get darker. So there's some firewood under where I set my tarp up. There's some stacked over there. There's a couple dead branches here. Shouldn't have any problem. I just need to get it together and then cut it all up, and then if I'm going to have a fire, start one. The way we're going to lay it is we're going to lay the first stuff in this way. We're going to lay a second stuff this way, third stuff this way. And what that does is inside, when it burns, keeps that little hole for air to move around. If you just put it flat, no air comes underneath, you're not as good a fire. There's different ways to do this. We already got a hole, so it's not a big deal. If it was on flat ground, you put something over here, and when you stack the wood, you just lean to it up on there. The other way is what's called a pyramid, which I don't like because it burns the wood up real fast. But, so the two things you need to do, don't leave it flat because there's no air and the ground will suck moisture or will suck heat, stuff from your fire. The other thing is crisscross as you go to keep that air protected. We don't want our fire starting on the ground. All right, so now I've got a little platform. Now I've got a little platform. I'm going to take this stuff and make sure it's kind of wadded. For what we're doing, we can just come in underneath of it and it's fine. If you had a fire steel or something, you'd want to go a little bit better. What we're going to use is the trusty old Bic. Now we could peel the tape off and use it for a bird's nest. We don't need to. You see, I got the safety going. Just a little bit under here, and it's going to catch up real good because it's all dry. As soon as it starts burning, I want to turn it so it burns up. Yep. Now the rule of fire is you can't add any more kindling until the flame gets over what it's at. And it's obviously over. See how good a fire that is? We'll just throw some of them little wispies on there. This is going to go well because it's in a hole. So now we're going to take a couple of them thicker ones since it's going so good. Just throw across there too. Now I'm going to feed this up. The rest of this wood. Oh, we forgot our pine cone. And while that's I'm going to feed this in there slowly. While that's burning that up, I'm going to cut up this branch. Then we'll have bigger logs in this branch. And that way, once it's going, it's just going to stay going. Yeah, this is frustrating. I can't get in the... I didn't bring any extra clothes, and I can't get in the hammock with them. I have to sit and pick all of them off. I got most of them off of this leg already, but I don't need them off my shoes. I got them off my pant leg. This is just going to take a lot of time just sitting and do this shit with it. Oh, man. I'll be at this for a few minutes. Well, I tied up my t-shirt. It's not the greatest, but I didn't want to string a line. There's no breeze, but I always bring an extra shirt in case I get soaked because I sweat so much. This time I didn't bring an extra shirt. Just an overnight. It's not a hot day. Guess what? Now I'm soaked. My shirt's hanging up. It is starting to get dark, so I don't think I'll have to deal with it too long. I'm not going to eat either. I keep bringing that chili mac. Don't do it. Just have some beers and chill out. Relax a little bit. Just sitting here watching the Caveman TV. I might listen to an audiobook or something once it finishes getting dark. I'm not going to sit up here too much, but get a nice fire. The trick to burning in a hole like this is you can't fill these in. It's got to have airflow. It makes you think like you need to stick more in there, but if you do, the flames will go out. So you just want a little, it just needs fuel and air. So it has some fuel, it's got plenty of airflow. So I'll stick another one in later, I'll stick it in this way. After I knock those things down, because remember we want, see underneath there, see it's open. Need that airflow going through. But the thing people do most of the time is just smother their fire. We could put more on there, because remember the rule. If the flame's coming above the current fuel source, we can add more. But we just don't need to right now. I do have some on deck. And again, I haven't even touched the big old branch yet. Also, this tripod it's my wife's. We got it for a much bigger camera. I'm just using my cell phone. Whenever I try to move this at all, it just falls straight down. I've tightened everything up. I didn't bring the big tripod, and I don't have the cell phone one anymore, so that's what I was stuck with. So filming's going to be sparse because I have to hold the phone because that tripod just ain't cutting it. We do always have the Caveman TV, though. Sorry for filming in the dark, but this is just some of the stuff that you can't get on camera. I mean, I'm here in like a half light in my hammock. I can see out there. It's not so dark you can't see anything, but it's not light enough to really see. So it's like a half light. And while I'm laying here, the fire, which I can't see because of my angle, is throwing light up into the trees on the side. And I can't see it anymore because with the phone, the light from the phone and saturation, but you can see the shadows coming off the trees. It's like the flame is casting light over there. It's like I'm just trying to describe it. What I'm saying is when you're looking at it, all you're seeing is a black screen. So though we come out here and do these videos, there's a lot of stuff that you can just only experience. You can't really get on camera. So, all that's to say, man, get your ass out in the woods. Shirt's still nice and wet. I got up earlier. It was just before dawn. Well, I got up about 3 something. And I thought I was gonna watch the sun come up and then dozed back off. Had to be. It was right when it was getting dark though. And then woke up because the neighbor is coughing a lot. Found the rope on a tree, so he was telling this old lady how the trees out here used to be fine, and what's wrong with them is that people leave rope tied to them. I don't know. So I got to listen to that while I was waking up in the morning. So I'm gonna brush my teeth, eat my granola, pack up my camp. Hopefully by then, there was a little bit of a dew on, so hopefully by then the tarp will be dried up. But yeah, that was a nice little overnight. The hammock, it slept great with that sleeping pad in there too. It was better than just a normal hammock for sure. I don't know how cold I can get with that, but I'll give it a shot. I really did like it because it's flatter, which makes it a little wider, and it's open at the top, and I can see out the sides because they cut down on the sides. And that with the comfort level, it was pretty good. When I first went to sleep, I didn't think I slept on anything that comfortable ever. But overnight I had slid with my feet up, and then like my hips started hurting, so I had to slide back down. But the pad stayed under me just fine. I didn't have any problems. I could use a pillow, but it was warm, so I just used the quilt to lay on last night, so everything was fine. But it seems like good little thing. It's not a whole lot of extra space, and I don't have to carry anything extra for it. So I'd say that's a win for that particular hammock. I forgot this blush is real nice because it's super soft, but it doesn't do a very good job. So you gotta go through it a lot. But better than no brush. It sure beats a comb. You don't want a comb with hair and beard like this. See, I feel a knot in my hair. I can't get out with that brush. Oh well, it doesn't matter. This will be good enough to get me home with. I gotta tie it up and get on the scooter anyhow. There we are. Oh, beautiful. This is really cool. There's no cooking. You don't have to wait. Just gotta remember to take that out. They taste funny. Now remember, these Mountain House bags, they don't burn, so you can't throw them in your fire. You can get rid of the tabs sometime, but don't throw these away. Pack these back out. Don't throw them in the fire. I mean, they won't burn. It'll still be sitting in there. It's the coating they got on the inside. Helps cook it and everything, but this I don't even measure. I just pour water until right when it's even with the granola. Yeah, buddy. And mix it up and it's like a cereal. It's so good. Try not to be too loud because them guys are over there, but well, the dude and his old lady, but I know that my phone doesn't do so well with volume either. I'll be able to jack this up during editing. I'll just give me a little drink before we eat here. Oh man, check this out. I've been drinking filtered water so long. I've got a filter at home. When I come out here, we filter. Like, well, when we were in Georgia, that last video, we filtered out the water right out of the running creek. And you'd expect that to taste funny. But now I have tap water. And I can taste that it's tap water. I'd rather have the filtered water. Well, that's it for today. I just need to pack my ground sheet up. It goes in the bottom of the bag and then I like out. So there we go.